podcast is all unofficial. None of the conversations or comments from us or guests represent DOD or the armed forces.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
What up? What up? What up? Give my Martin on. What's going on, people? We back. We coming to you more often, more familiar. Let me take DC out because he's obviously not here. So you just get me. Man, I'm bearded up for real. We're going to talk about the beard. I need to shave mine. Shave mine soon. Let me make sure everybody can hear me. Anybody in the building want to give me a sound check? That would be love because it's just me by myself. So that'd be love, of course. Make sure this is all set up. Yeah. Gotta do two things. Did anybody watch the fight last night? Can't wait to hear y'all opinions about the fight. Can't wait to hear what y'all think. Can't wait to hear how y'all thought it went. What up, Philly?
What up? What up?
There you go.
Peace, human beings. Peace, human beings. Happy Sunday to you all. Hope everybody's feeling good today.
All right, make sure everything sounds good. Good to go. We're going to have a lot of interesting conversations today. Bring y'all into the NFL startup of week 2 so y'all can join in. Ain't gonna talk too much about the NFL, but we'll do some. I did some bets this week, so hopefully they hit. Man, you know what? My bet would have hit you last week, but Jamar Chase only got 25 yards. Out of all the people, Jamar Chase. Is your hat like gleaming? Like, or is that your screen? Like,
no, that's my hat, man.
It's like lighting up.
Yeah, man.
It's like battery operated.
Why y'all in my business, man?
Your business is on the screen.
Well, nobody else asking me about it.
They will once they see it.
Well, look, just chalk it up to being a Super Bowl champion. You know what I'm saying? That's what Super Bowl champs get. We get lighted hats. You know what I'm saying? We do things big around here, partner.
Man, I'm just a South Dakota Philly fan. All right. All right.
First of all, I was only born in South Dakota.
Yo, ever since your presiding officer said that, man, that's all it's been about. That's the joke.
Haters. I was getting
Philly DC, it's Philly SC.
text messages from people talking about, man, you a poser, man. Like,
Poser.
yo,
Poser.
I was a military brat.
That's crazy. All right, good. Everything's working. I need to change that, how that looks, but I'll do it next time. All right, let's go ahead and get to this because we only got an hour. Quick show. We brought y'all 3 shows this week. 3 shows.
Yeah, that's 3.
Yeah, we did the Sunday night, we did the Thursday night game, we did the show on Thursday. Now we're here. Yeah, 3 shows.
But that's good. And I just want to point out, I will give ourselves a round of applause
Definitely.
because we advertised we was coming on at 11 and we only busted time by like 2 minutes.
Yo,
Yes.
let's talk
All
about
the
that.
Crawford win. Let's go into that. Go right ahead.
Appreciate you, Charles. Hey, Charles Davis, we were just thinking about you. What did we bring up about Charles Davis? We were just talking about him not too long ago.
His loss?
Oh, it was the Commanders. It was the Commanders' loss.
Yeah.
Man, y'all look bad. Ooh, y'all look bad. All right, Crawford. If y'all don't know, Terrence Bud, nickname Crawford.
Do you know the genesis behind that name, Bud? Is that his name?
No, I thought it was Terrence.
Curious.
But Terrence Bud Crawford did something unbelievable last night. First of all, he beat Canelo, who was 63-2, 63 effing fights, 63 wins. Let me get it right. 63 wins. 60, I think it's 7. So yesterday was 68 fights. That's crazy. But beat him yesterday. Falcons look worse. We'll see tonight. We'll see today. We'll see today. We all might be 1-1. Philly or Eagles gonna lose too. So we all might be 1-1. But yeah, so Terrence won last night. Not dramatic fashion, but he pretty much outpointed him. I'm not sure who stayed up and watched the fight. I feel like the whole nation stayed up. First of all, shout out to Netflix for providing free content, and it worked. Like what's my other fight? The Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. Yeah, that thing was stringing or messing up all over the place. But so everything worked out well. Boring card. We just talked about this for the most part. Horrible, boring card. Super boring. And this is why boxing will never amount to UFC, in my personal opinion, anymore. Boxing used to be the thing, but not really no more. Gene Harrison in the building. We're gonna talk
about, bro.
He's a boxer. Tyson said everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. He sure did. But I didn't think it was a bad fight. He just got outpointed. I did not think Bud was gonna go up that far in weight, and I thought Canelo will push his weight around, but he couldn't get in the inside. It was just I mean, I see why people don't want to fight Crawford, why nobody called him out. Because Crawford was beasting it up. Let me turn my light on. Anyway, talking like your opinion on the fight. Did you watch it?
I thought, to be honest, I haven't been following boxing as closely as I should, but this match intrigued me because there was a lot of buzz behind it. Plus, it was free. So that was good too, because if you have a Netflix subscription. So my wife and I watched it last night. What I took from the fight was never seeing either of them fight. What I took from it is I heard about Canelo being at a different weight class and Crawford had to get up to his weight class. It didn't look like it to me. Canelo was pushing Crawford away the majority of the fight. Crawford was trying to go inside every time, and he just kept pushing him. And so I said to myself, like, yo, this dude, all this stuff they were saying about Canelo, talking about his power and stuff, I didn't see it. There was a couple of shots he gave him, but Crawford was like his speed in the hands. It was like boop, 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 and he would dodge out or whatever. And it's funny, his corner was saying how Crawford was taking a lot of punches. They was like, yeah, you throwing good combinations, but you got to work on your defense. Because Crawford was taking some punishment.
Yeah.
It's just Crawford, to your point, was scoring more points.
Yeah, he just outpointed him. I mean, y'all can give me your opinion. Boxing's just so boring. Like, I know there's a sweet science to boxing, but to watch it is very hard to watch. It is, especially when it's a 6-hour program, because that Netflix was a 6-hour program. Probably 2 of those was just talking, and fighting was probably like another 4. But the fights before it were real boring. The fight, what's it called? The undercard fight, the fight right before it, that was horrible. Vargas Jr.
Yeah, that was terrible.
God,
That wasn't good at
dog.
all. It was
And so
boring.
the fight before that with the Canadian, that was pretty good. They were fighting in a
That
phone
was
booth.
really good.
They were just going back and forth, boo boo boo, boo boo boo, boo boo boo, boo boo boo. I mean, that's really all it was. You get me, I get you. You get me, I. It feels like boxing training. That's what it looked like to me. They were just training. That's why I didn't really appreciate it, because they were just. This is what we do in training. You give a couple, take a couple, give a couple, take a couple. Pause.
So tell me this. What is your true issue with boxing? Is because it's too long? Is because it's not as much action in your face like UFC? Because you compared it to the UFC. What's the big rub?
All right, let me see what Charles Davis says. Crawford was eating the bigger man's punches. I can't do. Wow, I can't do UFC. It's like
I
wrestling
agree.
without a
A
soap
soap
opera.
opera skit. I
Um,
agree.
okay, so both of them are sweet sciences. So I'll answer your question. What is my dig about boxing? It's just the now boxing. Boxers, which is to their credit, understandable. They don't go in there trying to get knockouts. They just go in there trying to win the fight as safe as possible. The last knockout artist was Deontay Wilder to me, and even he got knocked out. What's up, Random Rick Review? What's up, big homie? Pro wrestling, UFC, and boxing. So pro wrestling is better
Wow.
than
Which pro
UFC and boxing?
which pro wrestling? You talking about WWE or you talking about Japanese wrestling? Because if it's Japanese, I agree with you. Not WWE.
What up, homie? But yeah, so I understand there's sweet science about boxing. It's just hard to watch, especially when there's a lot of fights like that. UFC, you could get head kicked, elbowed, wrestled. There's a whole plethora of things that go on. Dale Brown in the building.
Del Brown in the building.
Bro, are you in Germany? I just
You
texted
could
you
have
last
jumped on, bro.
Yeah, I just texted you last week too. And I'm still waiting for you to text back. Maybe you changed your number and didn't tell me. I should have hit you up on the book. Okay, let me see. Pete, it is boxing, not fighting. I agree. I think the promoters in boxing has watered down the sport. I agree. These promoters want to protect them. Bruh, I mean, 100%. Can't disagree with that at all. Can't disagree with that at all. All right, let's see what Rick R, Triple R. I'm just going to call you Triple R. Pro, I think that's supposed to be wrestling. I think it's supposed to be wrestling.
What's it? Pro wrestling. Yeah, pro wrestling at the National Guard Armory on Tuesday nights. It's better than boxing.
I mean, that's true. That's true. Tony Renee in the building.
Tony Renee in the building.
UFC is too bloody to me. All the grappling and wrestling, I can't stand it. Boxing is where it's at.
My wife says the same thing.
I can't believe I'm in the minority with this.
My wife says the same thing.
So I grew up boxing, so I understand it. But from an entertainment value, unless you're just watching one boxing fight, I think that's my difference. I'll just say that's my difference. UFC, I can watch 4 or 5 fights. Boxing, I can only watch 1, maybe 2. But anything after that, it just gets boring. And when you have a boring 12, 10-round fight, 8-round fight, it's just like, bro, time goes by so slow. And UFC is bad. Okay, my Wi-Fi is trash until 11. I didn't get your text, big dog. You know, there's a million Browns in the Air Force. I'll be set for the next month show. All right, bet. So I'm glad you made their safe. That's why I asked you. I text you to see if you made their safe, and we didn't text back. I said, oh Lord. But yeah, hopefully the fam's good, everybody good. We'll definitely catch up. Text me when you can, man. So make sure your number don't change. If not, I'll just hit you on the book. UFC as grown man putting their stank feet in. Now that's true. That's true,
man.
That's
like,
true.
Oof.
But just like I don't know if any of y'all have done mixed martial arts. It's very difficult. I'm not good with being on my back. I'm like a turtle. When you put me on my back, I'm done. So it's just a little different, but I just don't. It, can y'all agree with me? Anything more than one boxing fight, maybe two, anything more than that, you can't watch 3, 4, 5, 6 boxing fights.
I agree. I concur.
Uh,
Somewhat, somewhat. I'm more of a, I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it's Purerezu, Japanese wrestling fan versus WWE.
yeah.
WWE is just a soap opera.
Bro, Tony, I thought the Crawford fight was, and maybe it was just boring because the fight before that was boring. And
Yeah,
so
that
I
was a
was just
bad
so,
setup.
I was
Yeah.
so, I think my anticipation for the fight was there. They started
Right.
playing all this music and trying to make it a big spectacle. I'm like, just bring the fighters out, man. So I'm like, man, is this a
I was
concert?
saying, yo, I was saying the same thing. They played the first band,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, yeah, they building it up. Then they start playing again. I'm like, bro, where is the fighters at, man? Let's get to it, man.
Tony, you must be a real boxing fan. Shout out to
Yeah,
you because you must be
yeah.
to be able to watch. I'm watching all the fights on the car. Wait, oh, you watched or you're watching like going back and watching them? I guess you're saying you
No,
watched.
I think she said when she's gonna watch all of them when it comes on. She's
Okay,
gonna
now I
watch all.
agree with that. I was like, the fight's not coming till 2 a.m. Yeah,
Your time.
yeah, East Coast. I
Yeah,
feel bad for y'all. I'm on
yeah,
the West Coast and I struggled. So
yeah. My
East,
Wendy fell asleep.
yeah, and I think that's the problem. It's like, yo, if you're gonna do all this, man, like you gotta find. And I think back to Charles Davis' point, the promoters really effed it up.
Mm.
This was the first fight where I knew all the pro. Mr. Beast was the promoter for this fight.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I was like, what? And then it's weird. It's very weird. Not weird, different. Let me be right. It's different. The dude who promoted it was from Saudi Arabia. And
Yeah, that threw me off because I saw Riyadh. I was telling my wife, I was like, yeah, they're in Riyadh, but they were in Vegas.
yeah, so Riyadh was the promoter or whatever his name was, but
Ah,
he was whatever. I'll just say he forked over the most money and
ah.
it made it happen. But they also have a deal with Netflix. So the next fight is Tank Davis and Jake Paul. I mean, it's another amateur fight, but whatever. Pete, the average person can't fight past 3. Hey, 100%, 100%. UFC professionals don't go past that. They go 5 rounds, but I respect your point. Come on, man. Remember how glass that bum Connor was versus Floyd. Hey, but if Floyd fought Connor in MMA, you would be saying the same thing about Floyd. You'd be saying the same thing. So, yes, Connor was never going to beat Floyd. Anybody who thought Connor was going to beat Floyd, I mean, I guess you just don't watch fighting at all. I'm glad there weren't any glitches on Netflix. Yep. That's what we said. That's what
They
we
got
said.
that right this time.
Yep. Dale Brown that part, but when the sound went out in the beginning, I was like, Netflix better F this up. Yeah. I think that dude from Saudi Arabia, I wish I could get his name and show him respect. But I'm sure he put up a good amount of money.
Did you see him sitting in the front row? It looked weird. He was just sitting there like this the whole time.
I mean, he was saying what's up to people. He seemed like a good dude. Like if you saw interviews with him, he had very, very well spoken, well mannered spoken. English was good. But to props to him because he was there the whole card. Even the prelims, he was there. Dana White showed up for the main card and the card before that to hold that ring belt, and that was it. But he also had the UFC Noche. So UFC Noche was last night too. It was earlier, so almost yesterday midday. I watched some of those. It didn't get the hype that this fight got, which is understandable. But it's a pretty good card. I didn't like some of the fighters, but the fights were good. The fights were really good. But what's that noise?
I don't hear nothing.
It's like doo 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 doo.
That ain't me.
Oh, okay. Didn't they boo him, or was it? No. Hey, Tony. Okay. I think that was during fight introductions, wasn't it? The main fight introductions where like they started booing and then they showed him on the screen. So I don't know if they were booing Crawford because they showed Crawford right before that, and then they showed him, and it sounds like they just kept it going. But Tony, I thought the same thing. I was like, damn, they booing my man. Like they don't even know his name. This is the first time he's here. Like he put this on thing on for you. So Philly, Tony, Dale, Charles. Here's my question to you: what if you had a good amount of money? It wasn't going to hurt you. What is the amount of money you would have paid to go watch that fight?
I would say $100.
To go watch it live.
Yeah, I'll pay 100.
Wow. Okay. And money
Is that too
wasn't a thing?
I would pay $100. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So to get in the building, it was like $350. That's just to walk in the building. And then to any good seats were easily over $1,200. And it's funny how many celebrities were there. I wonder how many actually paid. Triple R said $7. Dang. Have y'all ever watched a UFC or boxing fight live? Have you ever went to one live? Ever?
Not a lot. Boxing, yes, but not UFC.
Who'd you go see? Remember?
It wasn't anybody like well known. It was
Okay.
like
lower...
it wasn't like a major fight. It was lower division or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to one UFC fight that was really good, but I sat in the nosebleeds. We'll never do. It's so quiet in there. Like, you know, when you hear it on TV, you hear all the ooh, bing, boom. Yo, it was so quiet. If money wasn't a problem, I'm paying $1,200. Okay.
Wow, I am cheap.
That was great. I paid to go see Floyd and May. Oh wow! I don't even want to ask you how much that.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna even ask that.
So I would have paid to go see. Yeah, 100% would have. So Charles, was it worth it paying to go see it live in person, or did you end up walking away with there like, man, I can't believe I spent all this money? I think that's how I would feel. Like, I can't believe I spent all this money. Yeah, been to live local boxing. Yeah. It's kind of whack. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, live. I've been to a couple UFCs. I've been to a couple undercard, or excuse me, one UFC, a couple under in MMAs. The MMAs are cool, but I think I'm just a fan. But, you know, a bunch of yelling, screaming. I think for boxing, there's not a lot of, it's just like you're waiting and be like, ooh, good shot.
Do you guys feel cheated if you paid a lot of money to watch a boxing match like last night and nobody gets knocked out? Are you fans of decision? Or you, because like I would think for UFC, I wish I knew the statistics of how many fights ends in a knockout or a submission versus a decision. I would imagine it's higher than a boxing match where somebody get knocked out. So I think that's probably why some people get excited more for UFC, because people get knocked out in the first 30 seconds, 40 seconds, or whatever.
$2,400, and I was upset because that fight was not great, but the atmosphere was worth it.
Dang. Hey, go ahead, player. Play on, player.
2,400. But like you said, the atmosphere is worth it. I think when I went to the UFC, the fights were cool, but the atmosphere, I was way up there. I was at the top. I could almost touch the top of the damn building. So,
wow.
And that was $250 a ticket. I would just happen to be in Vegas and it was going on and found some tickets. Nobody wants to see a decision in anything. UFC, I'm not too mad if it's a good fight, if it's this decision. So I said if Canelo didn't knock out Bud, he was, hey, Tony. Oh, wait. 100%. 100%. I did not think Canelo was going to win a decision. And you know what's funny? They put up the bet odds, and if it was going to decision, I think Bud was favored or you would have got like 360. So every $100 you bet, you would have got 360 back or netted 360. So pretty good odds. I should have bet it. God dang it. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. But shout out to Bud. Shout out to Crawford. I'm still a UFC fan. I don't know when the next UFC card is, but I'll let y'all know so y'all can try again. I mean, you do have to pay for it. It's on pay-per-view, so you do have to pay for it. But I if you don't want to pay for it, I understand. I definitely understand. But there you
I
go.
think the biggest winners out of this is Netflix and everybody
Yes,
who has a subscription. I mean, just the buzz behind it. It's like I've heard about this fight all weekend long. So that says a lot to bring people together to be able to watch it.
Charles said 2,400 include the fight, hotel, entire weekend
Employment money.
deployment money. Yeah, okay, all right,
So,
that
bro,
makes sense.
you out defending
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
country, you
yeah,
come
yeah.
back to a boxing match.
Yeah, 2,400 makes sense now. 2,400. That's
Hmm.
not bad. In Vegas too, that's not bad. During fight weekend, that's not bad. You know what? Shout out to the people who live in Vegas. They're the if you had an Airbnb in Vegas during that time, you're the real winner. You cashed
Hmm.
in. You should have cashed in. Anyway,
Yeah.
all right, you ready to move on?
Yeah, I noticed if everyone in the audience or in the chat noticed, we both have something we normally didn't have about a month or two ago. That's a beard. Yes, you may ask yourself why these guys wearing beards. Well, for one or two reasons, but most folks seem to think that beards on a man is, sexy or professional, but not in the military. If you haven't been under a rock, you have noticed that there was a memo put out by the Secretary of War, Peter Hegseth, about his stance on beards across the DoD. Making a long story short, yes, it is. If you have a beard, that ship is starting to sail away.
Mm.
Gone are the days where you can just get a shaving waiver and have it for years with no problem. Now, according to the memo, those who do have a shaving waiver, if after a year you still have one, you stand the threat of being pushed out of the military. So, interested to hear your thoughts. We have been fighting for beards for years. And now we have seen it starting to go backward. And frankly, it sounds like a lot of folks, mostly people with beards, are not happy with it. Some folks actually threaten to get out of the military because they can't have a beard. Thoughts?
If you didn't know, if this is a surprise to anybody, you give up some rights being in the military. If we go to war, you go to war. If we don't go to war, you don't go to war. Those are my thoughts behind it. So, although this has changed and nobody likes change, and although I will agree with anybody who has beards, you have been going through the gamut of change for probably the last 4 years, maybe longer, 6 years of change, maybe longer than that, maybe 8 years of beards, 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 beards. So it has now changed. It has now changed. If you don't like it, it sucks. But like we all say, this is your time to be a leader in the military. It's easy to be a leader when you're just sparking out orders and telling people what to do and telling people if you don't want to deploy, you shouldn't be in the military. But as soon as your turn comes up to deploy, you want to argue about it. So this is your chance to be a leader. You might not like it, you might not love it, but this is what it is. It's your chance to use your platform as being a leader and spread the word that whatever the policy says to abide by it. I'll go to the questions and I'll let you go. My question: does this apply to religious waivers? I'll let Philly take that.
Not yet, but it's heading in that direction. I've heard from some credible sources that that's next.
Triple R said we couldn't have them when I was in because they said it you couldn't seal your gas mask.
Oh, yeah.
Figure depends on the I don't know that word.
Area of operation.
Oh, okay, area of operation, but on the regular, as long as they aren't raggedy. Go ahead. That's my opinion behind it.
So, quickly, I want to address the piece that we brought up about beards, not having a beard because it doesn't seal your mask. That's not necessarily true. Now, my question is this: is there anyone we can say that actually was in a deployed or contingency or war environment where they were gassed and they had a beard and they used a mask and it didn't affect them? I don't know of any. So when we say people, there were people online testing it and say, "Oh, I got a seal. It's not true. It's a lie." I don't know if I want to test that theory, but there's a possibility they could be true. I do agree with you. I think you make a choice when you join the military, whether or not. Uh, Rick says the old master gives probably this still anyways.
That's true.
But you make a choice joining the military. There are certain things you've got to give up. And I felt like the writing was on the wall anyway. We went too far to one side, allowing beards, religious accommodations, and such, to the point where it's like you see all different types and shapes of beards. Now, I am not saying I don't think beards are professional, but it really don't matter what I think. What really matters is how the military perceives it. And the military, according to the memo, are not a fan of military members having beards. And so, therefore, they're not saying you can't have a waiver, but if you're on it for more than a year, you stand a chance of being separated. I personally think it's a good idea. I'm all for it. And this is coming from someone who had a shaving waiver up to when I was a master sergeant. So Pete just put up on the screen, if you guys can see it, the memo signed by the Secretary of War, Peter Hegseth, about beards. This has been circulating all around the internet and the social media.
It says effective
So
immediately. I missed that part.
yeah, effective immediately.
Military medical officers will provide a written recommendation concerning a shaving waiver to commanders, who is the final approving authority. So the commanders still are the final approving authority. So that hasn't changed. Service members with an approved shaving waiver will participate in a medical treatment plan. That's like the old school one when I got my shaving waiver. Unit commanders will institute separation of service members who require a shaving waiver for more than a year. That is crazy. Putting that on unit commanders is kind of crazy.
Why not? That's what it's supposed to do anyway.
I mean, I guess if they're the authority, the approval authority,
Yeah.
then okay. The religious accommodation.
I agree 100%. Get another one. That was the problem. If you ask, all right, hold on, pause. Rick says, if you're willing to go get a shot for your country, grow a effing beard, this is a waste of resources arguing about. I agree.
Ooh.
I give you one too. I don't really see a big issue out of it. I really don't. And for folks who get to a point where, all right, this is going to be a delicate conversation.
Yes, very.
I've heard some comments from folks that said it's targeting African Americans. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. It affects mostly African Americans because the majority of the shaving waivers are from African Americans. But as we all know, there are other races that have shaving waivers as well. So it affects everybody. It's just unfortunately, in this case, we are the majority. I think if you're allowing this to affect your thoughts as far as staying in the military, whether you should stay or you should go, hey, I don't blame you. Like, if this isn't for you, then yeah, maybe you should transition out. I wish you didn't have to, but this is the way of the world now when it comes to the military. And I don't think it's going to change.
Yeah, back to my point about being a leader. Like, everybody wants to be a leader, but this is your chance now to follow the orders of the officers appointed over you. And even though they're not, military officers, they're still appointed over you. Hey, so salute smart. Do what you're told to do until it's your time to get out. And you know what? If somebody came to me today and be like, hey, you're still in the military, you need to shave your beard, I'll shave mine tomorrow.
Yeah.
No problem.
If I'm going in uniform, I'll shave it.
No, even if I'm not.
No problem.
If my commander called me right now and was like, hey, you need to shave your beard, cool. Even though I'm on leave. But cool. No problem. I don't have no problem. It does not affect me that big at all. And you know what's funny? I'm not going to say, I heard some crazy comments out there about how this is going to affect how they look and affect their mental health, affect all this other stuff. Like, bro, like, cool. I'm cool with it. Uh-oh. Pete, come on and be my shirt. You're sounding
astute.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, man, it's just like, If you don't like it, wait for your time to get out and then go join somewhere else. But back to what me and Philly were talking about. I remember back in 1990 something, I was trying to work for McDonald's and I had a goatee, a nice little goatee. And they said, if you want to work here, you have to shave your goatee. I said, I was no medical waiver, no religious accommodations. That was it. I showed up the next day, didn't shave my goatee. They were like, hey, don't come back tomorrow with a goatee. So I never went back. Now, you're in the military, so you can't just quit, right? You sign a contract. In that contract, it's somehow stated, I'm paraphrasing, basically you're going to do what we tell you to do. It's no different. Philly can talk about this. I could talk about this. When I went to my first deployment, I came back 4 months later and said, hey, somebody just tapped out of a deployment. You got to go. You're the only one that we can send. What do you want me to say? And I never said, cool, but when I come back, can I get PCS orders to where I want to go? Or cool, when I come back, can I get this job that you all just put me in? Can I have my job back? It's not a transactional relationship with you in the military.
I like that.
It's a relationship where they pay you money, you do your job. You, as long as you give me my paycheck on the 1st and 15th, I'll do what you tell me to do. That's the only transaction. Good point.
Man, I don't know if I could follow that one. Shoot. You nailed it. You nailed that, man.
Yeah, it sucks because we all been there. We all been there. You know what? I remember y'all effing punk asses gave us a vehicle inspection. When I was at Yokota, I got my very first car, and we were going, and some NCO just got up his butt that he wanted to do a vehicle inspection. It wasn't you. You don't remember who it is. If I told you, you probably don't remember.
Who?
Jeffrey Dawsey. Bald head dude, K9 handler. Dawsey. Anyway, he decided to do a uniform, or excuse me, a vehicle inspection on our personal vehicles, not GOVs, our personal with 1800s. I can't make this up. Everybody E5 and below, or I think it was E4 and below, that had a car got inspected. So we going through the car. Now, some of it was good. He taught us how to, look for our oil and stuff like that. He did the little tire pressure thing. So my tire pressure was low on one of my tires. He said, you need to get air in this tire. Don't be driving without getting air in this tire. Came back after our break. He did it again. Same air. So he said, so now if you put air in your tire, which I lied and said I did, he said that you need to get your tire replaced because it's not working properly before you drive again. Of course, I didn't do it. Came back the next day. He said, you get your tire replaced? I said, yep. Of course, you could look at it, tell it's the same tire. He gave me paperwork. He gave me paperwork.
As he should. You lied to him.
Was I pissed? Yes. Was I upset? Yes. Am I still upset? 100%. But you go through it. Look. Did you hear what the F vehicle inspection? Yeah. Pretty crazy. All right, let's see what Charles Davis said. Can you read this one?
Wonder if a different administration comes in after our current, will they allow anyone separated back in like this one? Was it done for people who refused the COVID vaccine? So in other words, what Charles is saying, if a different administration gets in power, would they allow people, if they got transitioned out for shaving waivers, be brought back on active duty with like those folks who didn't take the COVID vaccine? Actually, that's a great point. I actually like that. So I would tell folks today, like those who right now have a shaving waiver and those who have a religious accommodation, unfortunately, it appears that your days are numbered. For the next 3 years, there has been it's no surprise what's going on. No surprise. And all of these petitions and stuff you guys are doing is not going to work. They are they are dead set in their thinking that the military prior to them getting in office was weak and tired and woke. And so now they already said it. The focus is back on a war fighting force, and this is part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing I would say is I empathize with folks with shaving waivers because they were given a carrot. It's almost like having dangling the carrot in front of them,
Yep.
or like that commercial. Ha! You thought you almost got it. That's what it felt like because the more they added, more leniency for shaving waivers and religious accommodations to, I think, Charles' point. That's what really made it worse because you got some people with like huge beards, religious accommodations. Then you have some folks with a shaving waiver with a beard, and they're like, well, okay, why can't I grow that one?
Mm-hmm.
Which, in effect, really it should be if you're in the military, there's a piece that you have to give up in order to join this institution. And remember, no one made you.
Mm-hmm.
You decided for yourself. So when you made that decision and they say you can't have a beard, it is what it is. Now, I know there's some medical issues behind it. Trust me, I had them for years. Even to this very day, when I don't shave, I get bumps on my face. But that doesn't mean I need a shaving waiver for my whole time I'm in. Some people believe that you can't get better or you can't learn how to shave. I disagree with that personally because I want them. Anyway, Rick says, them damn beards going to hit a tripwire, son. Is that what you want?
I mean, I agree. I mean, Triple R, I agree with you, bro. Like, there are other things we could talk about, but this is what they want to do. Like, I would have more sympathy if this is like a permanent thing. Like, we instituted neck tattoos. If they came back and said nobody can have neck tattoos, well, okay, some people have to be grandfathered in because that's a permanent change that you made when the regulation allowed you to make it. So if it's a permanent thing, I get this is hair. You go get your hair cut once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, depending on how your hair grows. You go get your hair cut, and that haircut standard, although has changed with verbiage, has not changed that much, but people still push the dang thing. They still push the boundaries. So, I mean, you could try if you want, but I have got paperwork for not shaving. Going to work and be like, are you on a shaving waiver? No, I'm not. You forget to shave today? Yep. Either go shave or you're getting paperwork. It's that simple.
Yeah.
It was really that simple. It sucked. It really sucked. And this was dang almost 20 years ago. So it really sucked. But that's what it was. If we hitting tripwires, we can try. Nah, that's true. Triple R, you are kind of dating yourself with tripwires. But I get your point. I get your point. I get your point. I get your point.
So to put a bow on this, hey, just prepare yourself. You have a choice. If you want to keep your beard, you might have to make a decision whether you stay or go.
Yeah.
And then this is not a transition to a point because I know we got about 15 minutes left. I kind of want to get to the NFL.
Yeah.
So I will do a wave top on this one. So I know everyone's still following heavily what happened to Charlie Kirk earlier this week. And we touched on this a little bit on our last show. The only thing I want to say about this is like, come on, human beings. Can we get ourselves together, man? Like, there may have been some things he said that a lot of people don't agree with. But at the same time, he did not deserve what he got. He didn't deserve to die. If you want to talk about the man, you can say you don't agree with what he believed in, but to make fun of the man dying, that's a little bit. Come on, man. That's not right. I would say let's all mourn the loss of a person who died at the hands of gun violence once again. And then let's go from there. Get a respect to his family, man. And I know there was some folks that compared him to other people that may have died, unfortunately. Yeah, there may be some truth to that. But let's just pause for a minute again and remember this person died for what he believed in, whether you believed in the stuff he said or not. And this is a perfect opportunity for DOD service personnel, whether you're military or civilian. I know there's a such thing as freedom of speech, but we have limits when we're in uniform. And you have to tread carefully when you bring those up. There was a story about a senior master sergeant. I believe he's here. He's a drill instructor who is getting a lot of attention to himself for what he said on social media. And you gotta remember, man, when you're in uniform, you gotta be careful what you say. And frankly, going back to what I just said, regardless of what you think about the man, he did not deserve to die. I'll just leave it at that because I'm beating a dead horse. Let's just be better, y'all, please. Okay.
Anything that comes from unpopular is official. None of the conversation or comments from us or guests represent DOD or the armed forces as a whole. All right. Yeah, no, 100% true. 100% true.
Yeah.
I couldn't said it better myself.
Let's be better, y'all.
Yeah.
Now, on to the NFL. We got about 15 minutes left before this is week 2 of the NFL
Jones,
season.
what's good, big homie?
What's up, brother? Week 2 of the NFL season starting. Let's get your picks. Let's start off with our early games. Jacksonville, Cincinnati. Who you got?
I don't know. I really don't. Cincinnati looked so bad. Jacksonville looked actually decent. I don't know. I will say touchdown for Jamar Chase. I will say over 50 yards for Jamar Chase. 1,000% if you want to put your bets in the next 10 minutes. I'm not saying give you all financial advice. I'm not a bet professional. I'm just saying Jamar Chase, they're going to force feed him the ball. Jacksonville has struggled against the pass last week. Travis Hunter will probably be guarding Jamar Chase for most of the game, or for some of the game, I'll say. Not going to be good. Not going to be good. Oh, yeah. All right, go ahead. We'll talk about this in a second, too.
I'll say Cincinnati over Jacksonville. Yeah, Cincinnati didn't look good, but they got their first win. I think they've got their first win at week 1 for years. And it's Joe Burrow. And frankly, Jacksonville still has a lot to prove. So I got Cincinnati. Plus, they're at home.
Yeah.
Next, Dallas and New York.
Dallas.
Playing in Dallas. Yeah, Dallas. That's the easy one. Yep. I hope New York wins.
They don't look good. I don't think Russell's going to make it all the game. I think he's going to get pulled out.
I don't either.
Yep.
I don't either. They're already calling for him to get yanked. Yep. I agree. Okay, Chicago, Detroit. Detroit's at home.
Chicago, Detroit. Detroit will have a good comeback win.
Yeah, I agree with that. Chicago is trash. They still got a lot to learn.
Yeah, they're just young.
Los Angeles Rams and Tennessee. Tennessee at home.
Yeah,
Rams, yeah. New England, Miami. Miami at home.
Don't know because Miami looks so trash. Miami looked trash. New England lost. They didn't look that good. Don't know at all.
And I heard Tua was benched.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I saw a report that Tua's getting benched for this one.
For who?
I can't remember. I have to look it up.
All right, go ahead.
I'm going to go with New England. I think Miami's in turmoil, man.
Yeah, I think another bet. I think they're going to force feed Tyreek Hill the ball.
Yeah, they're going to have to keep him happy. He already talking about trying to get traded.
For real? Let me see. Early games, White. Nope. Jennings is out, or early morning reports expect he should play. Ruled out for Sunday. So let's see. Worthy is out. Darren Waller is out. Will Shipley, your backup running back, is out.
No, we don't care.
Goddard's out. Goddard's out.
We don't care. He's always out.
Okay. Purdy's out. Joey Porter for Pittsburgh is out. Kittle's out. There you go. I don't see anything about Tua.
Yeah, he's not injured. He is being benched.
Okay, let me go to the game cast. Let me see. Tua Tagovailoa, perfect record against the Patriots. Tua Tagovailoa has never lost to the Patriots. Starting quarterback. He's also never been. No, he's playing. He's playing.
Okay.
Yep. He said they say
San Francisco, New Orleans. New Orleans at home.
Man, San Francisco has too many injuries. I don't know.
No, they're not. They got injuries, but they're not as. They're still better than the Saints.
CMC is playing, so CMC is going to have 300 yards.
So you taking what? New Orleans?
Yeah, I'm still taking New Orleans. If you give me points, I'll take New Orleans. Straight up, probably the 49ers.
All right, I got the 49ers over the New Orleans. Buffalo, New York. New York at home, easy. Buffalo. Seattle at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh at home.
Don't
That's a
know.
good one.
Real good game. I think the quarterback's going to matter, and Aaron Rodgers looked really good, so I'll ride the Aaron Rodgers coattail for another week.
I think I'm going to take Pittsburgh.
DK Metcalf, anytime touchdown. Book it.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Okay, Cleveland, Baltimore. Baltimore at home.
Baltimore.
Easy. Baltimore.
Mm.
Denver and Indianapolis. Indianapolis at home. This is
Denver.
a tough one.
Denver.
This is a tough one.
Denver.
Indianapolis looks good, but I will take Denver because I'm not sold on Daniel Jones yet. So I will take Denver.
I bet
Carolina,
you
Arizona.
think about the
Arizona at
Falcons.
home.
Carolina. Arizona.
Yeah, I would agree. Arizona.
Yeah.
What y'all say? I bet. What?
I bet you see it.
Oh.
Anything about the Falcons because they're irrelevant. Haters.
Speaking of which, wasn't the Falcons? No, the Falcons wasn't on prime time last week.
Nah.
It was the early game. Okay, gotcha. All right, we'll skip this one. Come back to that one. Atlanta, Minnesota. Minnesota at home.
Atlanta.
Smoking crack.
Okay.
You smoking crack.
Pause.
I would say definitely Minnesota.
Not even close. Denver. Thank you, Tony.
Okay, we'll see. All right. Okay, and now, drum
Kansas City.
roll, please. You got the
Kansas City.
biggest game of the week,
Kansas City.
arguably. Philadelphia, your 2025 NFL champions, Philadelphia Eagles versus the accursed Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City. Kansas City by a touchdown.
Okay, tell us why.
I think they're going to be. They lost a bad game last week to the Chargers, who are pretty good, but not the best. They're going to win this week, by the way. But Kansas City will have a comeback. Even though they have injuries worthy, they will have a comeback. Thomas White, of course.
Go Birds.
Tony Bostic, facts, big crack, booty crack. Dang. All right, go ahead.
So what you said, no pee on that poo. Exactly.
Wow.
What you said, in all respect, made no sense.
I know.
The reason why
I trust KC coming back and winning more than I trust the Eagles winning. I think. Go ahead. I'll leave it at that. Go ahead. I'll give you time.
Here's the reason why what you said I'm not jiving with. Got it. Worthy, you made a good point there. I would agree with you there. 2, I would agree that Chiefs lost a tough game last week. And when was the last time they were 0-2 in Mahomes' era? So I would give you that one. I would also give you that the Chiefs are probably pretty upset right now because people are writing them off. So it looks like a trap game for the Eagles. However, despite the injuries to Philly and Kansas City, Tony says Philly too much. They exposed the Chiefs. It's time to retool the O-line. I agree. We got Jalen Carter back. Y'all trusted KC when they got stomped too. Agreed. We got Jalen Carter back. The biggest issue we have to worry about is our cornerback. Whoever's on the other side of Quinyon Mitchell, I am worried. But I don't think they're going to be able to stop our offense. They're going to find a way to get AJ the ball. They're going to have to. So I would say Eagles by a touchdown.
I say KC by a touchdown. And they're playing in KC.
I don't give two.
Okay. All right.
I don't care. They're starting 0-2 this year.
All right. Hey, remember all this smoke. Remember all this smoke on Monday, Tuesday, whenever we get back on. Remember all this smoke. Dang it.
Eagles by a touchdown.
Who's the Sunday night game?
Sunday night game.
It's Falcons?
Yes, the Falcons in Minnesota.
Okay. That's weird.
2 games on Monday night. You got Tampa Bay and Houston, Los Angeles and the Raiders.
Actually, I don't know. Are they playing in Tampa Bay or
Tampa Bay? They're playing in Houston.
Oh, I don't know.
Man, Tampa Bay. Heck no. That's easy. Man. Tampa Bay.
Okay. And then Chargers over the Raiders.
Yeah, Chargers over the Raiders. Yeah, definitely.
All right, we'll see when we get back. Real quick, WNBA, I'll give y'all 30 seconds. Well, I got 3 minutes, so I'll give y'all 2. WNBA, this is your time to shine. If you want money, the playoffs start today. Nobody's going to watch it because football's on. So dumb as to start the playoffs during the NFL Week 2 season. Stupid. This is why the WNBA won't make no money. Y'all can't do from the top. Started on Monday. Started on Tuesday. Come on,
fatality.
The playoffs don't matter that much. But to start game 1 on a Sunday, no, I think they start at 10 o'clock too.
Oh,
Stupid.
man.
All right, I'm off my rant. That's my WNBA rant.
Oh, man. Yo,
Y'all, it's not the players. It's not the players. It's the top leadership. Don't start during week 2 of the NFL season when people are betting on games, people are watching games, people are caring about their team. Every single team in the NFL is playing this week. What is you doing? Stupid. And it's game 1 of the playoffs. Nobody cares about game 1 of the WNBA. I bet you couldn't tell me 4 teams that are playing each other. I bet you couldn't. Stupid. And I cheer for y'all. I want y'all to go better. But God, dog, stop being stupid.
He needs some milk.
Any last thoughts so we can let people go watch the game?
Oh, ain't nothing I can't say nothing to follow that one, man. Hey, appreciate y'all watching. We'll see y'all again soon. Maybe we'll do some pull. That's exactly pull the plug. Exactly.
Freddie King.
Yo, I ain't got nothing to say. I can't follow that one. Go Birds. This is what you where you a champ. Go Birds, baby. Go Birds.
We're out. Good luck this
Go
week.
Birds.
He needs some milk.
Peace.
Go Birds.
Stephen A. Pete is crazy. All right, Triple R. We'll holla at you. Peace.
All right, y'all.
All right.